All right. Well, fashionably late to my own live stream, but for those of you that know me, that's kind of a normal thing half the time. Yeah, but I just lost track of time because life, dude. I had shit going on and I just lost track of time. But that's going to go into what we're talking about today, man. And before we really start here, first of all, Finn McKenty, good to see you, dude. I watched your video about the end of the year and stuff last night, and it was fantastic. And seeing videos from you and Nick and a lot of their content creators are kind of what made me want to do this as well. So let me tell you what we're going to do here. For the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to just sit here and kind of give you guys my thoughts about kind of what's going on. YouTube is saying my stream is dropping out, but Streamlabs says it's fine. So I don't know what's going on. I guess we're just going to go for it. But I'm going to give you my thoughts for a few minutes and let you guys know what's going on. And then I'm going to I see the chat now, but I'll put it on screen and then we'll just answer questions and stuff like that. So 2022 was an awesome year for a lot of reasons. And some of those reasons were content related. Some of those reasons were just life related in general. For those of you that are following the channel and following my life along and stuff, our daughter turned 1 this year. We've got a wild little kid running around the house, and it's tired and frustrating and exhausting, but it's honestly the greatest thing ever. And she's amazing. We moved this year, which was crazy. I never want to move again because of how stupid the experience was in terms of the logistics of moving and all that. But, the process was good with a lot of people. The crazy thing is I had one of my old tour managers from a tour. He was our real estate agent and helped us move. We moved a little outside of Nashville, and it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, must be that YouTube money. And if I'm being honest, it's not. YouTube had nothing to do with us being able to move and buy a new house. It was because when we bought our house in Nashville, we bought it when it was low and the market wasn't crazy. The market went crazy. So we sold our house for a lot more than what we bought it for. And we were able to get out of town and buy a better house. Financially, I think when channels get to a certain point, people think we're just making crazy money off YouTube. And if I can be completely honest with you guys, it's not the case. Now, I will say YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff has become a way for us to pay our bills. I have no complaints. I had to dip into our credit cards less this year than I had to the year before, but we're not really saving anything. This isn't a full-time job. Well, it is a full-time job, but I'm not to the point where we're making really good money and saving anything. Our bills are paid. That's cool. That's all I could ask for. I just want us to be secure and happy and healthy and safe. But when I look at how much I actually make on this compared to the work, I think I put more hours into this than anything I've ever done. And that's one of the crazy things, because I know a lot of people look at YouTubers and content creators and stuff and go, oh, this is so easy. All you guys do is sit and make videos. And, the funniest part is that filming the videos is the easy part. Sitting down to film like this is easy. It's what you guys don't see that is the hours and hours and hours of time that I never thought would, I guess when I started YouTube, I was a little naive to it. I thought it would be as easy as just making a video and putting stuff out. But after 2 years of doing this now, it's what you guys don't see is, for, my non-reaction videos, because we don't script those. For other stuff, there is time spent sitting down and looking up information and not necessarily writing out a script, but doing bullet points and stuff and getting ready to actually sit here and film. And then the editing that goes into it afterwards, especially with some of my reaction videos when I'm trying to look up information to get stuff right. Then, lining up podcasts and then editing those podcasts and stuff like that, and streaming on Twitch and trying to keep up with comments. There's so there's so much time that goes into this that this year I did some things that were very unhealthy for me mentally and physically. And I really realized after talking to some other content creators and seeing what they had to say, I'm not putting myself in that situation again. I'm 35 years old. I take medication daily for a thyroid condition that I can't control, but I have high cholesterol because I've been just not taking care of myself, and I have to take medication for that. For some reason, since I've started YouTube, I've developed anxiety crazier than I've ever had in my life. I never knew this was a thing. I get panic attacks multiple times a week now, and I don't know why. Like, my wife is always like, are you stressed? And most of the time I tell her no, but I think in reality, yes, I am. And it's this. And like, it shouldn't be that way. You know, I saw Nick Nocturnal's video where he was talking about pushing through burnout. And it's like, I've forced myself to do that so much. And I'm not trying to throw a pity party. Tons of content creators go through this shit. I mean, this is just this is what it is. But I don't like it. I don't really like it. I don't like panic attacks. I don't like anxiety and getting into my head and thinking too much. And I just don't want to do it anymore. Not YouTube and stuff. I don't want to deal with the stress and the panic attacks and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of changes going into 2023. Like I've jokingly said to a couple other people I know, like 2023 is going to be the year of the tank. Like, I fully understand. I got to give Finn McKenty credit. Finn's in chat. Finn is a resource to me that is just a wealth of knowledge, whether he knows it or not. Some of the things he has said have clicked in my head like so hard. Like, when it comes to content, Finn told me recently, he's like, think about it like you're a cook in a kitchen. Like, and you have to serve up what people enjoy and what they want. And it's true. Nobody's going to come here and watch things that they don't want to watch. That's the thing. But at the same time, I need to do things that are going to make me happy and that are going to be fun. And that's what we're going to do going into next year. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to change up my content like crazy. I'm still going to do some reactions. I know you guys enjoy that stuff, but like, I'm getting into bass playing again, and I love it. For those of you that have been on my Twitch streams, it's like we do the 1 hour song challenges. I want to do more content like that where I'm playing bass and having fun and you know, I want to do more music industry related stuff. This year I have plans to go on like 2 different tours as of right now. I'm not going to say what they are yet, but I have 2 tours lined up as of right now that I'm going to be doing this year as well. And I want to do content from the road. So I guess what I'm trying to say in this is this year was awesome for a lot of different reasons. But at the same time, I realized it was very unhealthy mentally and physically for me. And there's a lot of changes I got to make. Like, I don't like being stressed. I don't like feeling like I have too much pressure. And a lot of that is, you know, me getting in my own head. None of you guys have really made me feel like that. You guys make me feel great. I love this community, but I just, you know, I feel like I need to, when my body and my mind are telling me I need to take a break, I just need to take a fucking break. I need to stop pushing through YouTube burnout when I get unmotivated for stuff, because I'd rather put out good content than shitty content. When I get burned out, I do feel like, dude, some of the videos I've put out in the last couple months, I have been not happy with. I've honestly just been putting out content to put out content, and I don't want to do that anymore. So all of that being said, I want to thank all of you guys for a wonderful year this past year. We, right before Christmas, I hit 175,000 subscribers, something that 2 years ago I never would have thought was possible. I remember just a year ago, we were at like 70,000 subs and we did a stream and I was like, this is insane. And I still feel the same way. It's crazy. Like, there are things that I'm not used to. Like, if if I go to a metal concert now, like, I get approached by people that recognize me, and it's cool. Anybody that tells you that's not cool is lying, but like, it's weird. I'm not that kind of person. Believe it or not, because of the camera, like, I'm a very introverted person, but It's easy to do this because we're on camera and there's 200 people in here right now, but they're not here, you know? So, but anyways, I'm going to open this up and just talk to chat for the next 20 minutes or so. But I do want to say thank you to every single person that's in chat or that watches this later for this year. This year was great. It's a year I'll probably never forget just because of the big memories that we have, like moving into our new home and doing a lot of stuff like that. But next year is going to be great, dude. I'm going to have to be pumping content out in January like crazy because the one thing that I know a lot of people don't realize is, over the year, there are different times of the year where revenue rates go up and down for YouTube. So during November and December, YouTubers will make more from monetization because ad revenue's up because Christmas is coming up. The second Christmas ends, that shit tanks. No pun intended. So to actually pay my bills, I'm going to have to really keep up on content the next couple months. I really need to just buckle down and do it, not get distracted and stuff. But that's, we're going to have fun. We're going to do some cool shit. But for the rest of this, again, thank you guys. I'm going to pull up the chat on screen so everybody that's watching this later can see it. And if anybody has any questions or just wants to talk, like whatever, we'll just go. Okay, the chat box apparently isn't working. So if anybody wants to watch this later, I guess you're just gonna have to look at the live replay because apparently it's not working. Maybe I can reset it really quick. I've done this before and it's worked. Hold on. Refresh. Current page. We'll see if that works. If it didn't, whatever. Frosty says, how about some quality content for 2023? That's the goal. Quality content is the goal. Oh, chat's going to go so fast now. Jesus. I'm so bad at keeping up with these. Mr. FOV, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Peter, good to see you in here. Thank you as well. There's a lot of people in here from our Discord community right now, man. And I appreciate you guys so much. Like, we have such a good community on there with everybody talking and stuff. There's people on our Discord server that are on there like at all times. And it's awesome. I love the fact that it's not just like a thing about me. It's like we have legitimate friendships that have been made where everybody hangs out. I don't know if you can hear that. Claire just opened our garage. Our office is above the garage. I'm going to try and keep up here. God damn. Captain Rojo, Logan, just $50 super chat. Dude, you did not have to do that, man. Says for Chipotle, the healthier Taco Bell. Dude, you didn't have to do that. If I see you, I'm just going to give that back to you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing good. All right, I'm going to try and really keep up with chat right here. This is ridiculous. Like, it goes, even with 200 people, it's just too fast. How am I enjoying Nashville since you mentioned? Well, we lived in Nashville for the last 10 years, but we just moved outside of Nashville. Like, we're in the suburbs, and I actually like it a lot more. God, I got dogs barking. I got Ingrid crying. This is real life right here. Like... Yanni, if you're not in the Discord community, just join discord.gg/TankTheTech. There's tons of us on there all the time. It's an absolute blast. You're more than welcome. The wife and kid are doing great. Well, Ingrid's screaming downstairs right now, but right now is the first warm day we've had. Like, over Christmas, we had like negative 20 degrees Celsius weather, and today it's like 20. So it's actually nice out. There's no snow left. It all melted. All the snow we had melted. I am a big movie fan. I'm a huge movie fan. I don't know if I have a favorite necessarily. I haven't watched a lot lately, but my go-tos are like classics for me, like Office Space, Grandma's Boy. We watch Step Brothers a lot when there's nothing else that we want to watch. I should do a reaction to Cattle Decap. Dude, I love Cattle Decap. I've heard and seen everything they've ever done. Travis Ryan is one of my favorite metal vocalists, and that whole band is amazing. Do I feel any differently about Nightwish now compared to when I was questioning their advertising? They were most reacted to blocking videos. No, like that's what was funny about that situation is I can separate my love of Nightwish's music with their management's business stuff. Like I still love that band. I listen to Nightwish all the time. We didn't get the same blizzard that affected Buffalo. No, that was they got like 8 feet of snow. We got like 4 inches. Any thought into diving into other genres of music? I have. But the thing is, I've tried and people aren't into it. People want to see me do like metal and hardcore and stuff like that. Plus, when you start getting into other genres of music, I don't really know any of the publishers or labels. Perfect example of this. If I wanted to react to Dustin Lynch, country artist, the guy that I worked for 6 years, that video would get blocked because country music, he has like 6 publishers. And he has told me himself, like, I can't do anything about it. So when it comes to a lot of different genres, they look at reactions and people using their content way differently than metal. So metal for me is what I'm going to stick to because I like doing it. It's my thing. It's kind of what people expect of me. And like we said, what Finn McKenty said, you know, you're a cook in a kitchen. So people want metal, I'm going to do metal. Damn, Ingrid is going buck wild right now. Bulgaria, Boris, welcome. We got Bulgaria in the house. Do I plan on reacting to more Bulgarian bands? To be honest, I don't know of any. Like, yeah, I would love to. I just don't really know of anybody. Any guests lined up for the new year on the podcast? Yeah, actually, I have quite a few roadies. I enjoy having other roadies on the podcast, because we get to talk about, behind the scenes stuff. If anybody hasn't seen my podcast episode with Andy Shaw that I've toured with, and he also was out with Within Temptation this year and works for Brad Paisley and stuff. Oh, that's my alarm going off. Dude, we had such a fun podcast and talked about stuff that probably shouldn't have been talked about. And but yeah, I'm gonna have more roadies. One of my friends, Zach, did the world tour with Rammstein this year. I'm gonna get him on the podcast. Also, am gonna get Bring Me the Horizons lighting director on the podcast to talk about stuff. It's gonna be fun. So if I had any work as a roadie, yeah, for the last 15 years. Yeah, I've worked for a lot of different bands. Not familiar with Sold Soul. Are there any shows I'm attending in the upcoming year? Yeah, there's a handful. I can't remember any off the top of my head right now, but I know I had a schedule of shows on my phone of stuff I was going to in the Nashville area, as well as maybe going out of state and out of country for a couple as well. Hi, Karen. What am I going to talk with Yarno? That's a really good idea. I should actually do it. Yarno, one of our Discord members, is a lighting director, lighting programmer, lighting tech, all that too. Does a lot of stuff with I almost said Amorphous, Insomnium. Finished, yeah. That'd be fun to get him on there, yeah. Oh, Daniel, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Daniel with the super chat as well. That was very, very kind of you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Happy New Year to you as well. Yarno's done stuff with Watain and stuff too. I didn't know that. Oh. Nah, not all Finnish bands are the same. Most Finns are shy, but I will say when I had Ville from Insomnium on, he was great. I could ask him a question and he would just talk. Like, it's the Swedes. Every podcast I've had with Swedes on it, I always get comments where they're like, you talk too much. Let them talk. I'm like, dude, you know how hard it is to try and get a Swede talking? Like, I have to drive the conversation the whole time. Going to see Ice Nine Kills in February? Nice. And Any plans to do any travel vlog episodes for your channel? Yeah, so when I go back out on tour, I definitely want to do some content from the road. And the bands that I'm going to be going on tour with have told me that they're cool with that. I can film and I can do content. I really wanted to try doing more for those of you that saw my day on tour with Orbit Culture video. I wanted to do more stuff like that, and I tried doing it at Sabaton, and I tried doing it at Lorna Shore. But what I really realized is that the Orbit Culture thing was kind of an anomaly. Like, it just worked out so well. On other tours, it doesn't. Like, there's just logistics and how many people and the crew, and like, I don't want to be that annoying guy that's just walking around with a camera in the way all day. So, you know, Sabaton invited me out to their show and said I could film. Lorna Shore did the same. And after about an hour of being there, I was just like, I'm not going to film. Like, so I think the only filming is going to be like when I'm actually on tour. And I can, like, it's just going to be, you know, my adventures on the road rather than filming a lot of other people and stuff like that. Did I see the Valhallelujah cover by Thunder Rooster? No, I have not yet, actually. Yeah, that's, you know, I actually said something to, like, Des just brought up a good point, said if you're filming, it's hard to just enjoy the music in the moment. I said something like that to Adam from Lorna Shore when I was at their show. Like, he texted me and was like, hey bro, we're about to sound check. You can come in here and do whatever. And I was like, you know what, man, I went home really quick to just drop my camera off. Like, I'm not going to film. I feel like I'm in the way, and I'm just going to come enjoy and just live in the moment. And he's like, sounds like the right way to do it. So I was like, all right. Yeah. Tickets for EC in Poland are still available. Dude, that lineup is like the Electric Callboy tour in Europe, holding Absence and Future Palace. That's going to be sick. I would love if they brought them when they come back to the US. Have I ever listened to the Mexican rock band The Warning? Yes, I have. 8 weeks, 5 days, and 55 minutes until Electric Callboy. Oh, I almost said Electric Callboy. Electric Callboy in Tilburg. That's okay. This is actually a good question. Beatmaster said, are you kind of glad that the Electric Callboy tour was delayed in hindsight? I am actually. I know, dude, I was really looking forward to it, but in hindsight, I'm kind of glad it was delayed because we had just moved into this house and it gave me an extra month of being at home to help Claire and not leave her alone with Ingrid for a month. Like, so yeah, it sucks that tour did get postponed, but in hindsight, it actually worked out very well, to be honest. I actually enjoyed the time at home. Dominic said, I asked what your favorite band was yesterday on Twitch, but I can't remember what you said. You know, my favorite bands change all the time depending on what I'm listening to and stuff like that. I mean, all time, I always go back to like In Flames, Children of Bodom, 9 Inch Nails, another one of my all-time favorites. But my tastes change a lot. I mean, right now I'm listening to a ton of Spirit Box, Electric Callboy, Lorna Shore. Like, it changes every month. So, but yeah, I'm curious if I've ever heard of Kaladin Brood. No, I've never heard of that band. There are a lot of heavier country bands that people might not know about, like Lakeview. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I don't know what a heavy country band is going to sound like. Am I going to check out the new Darko EP? Yeah, the new Darko EP dropped today. And I'm definitely going to check that out later. What has been the most disappointing thing / release in 2022? Slipknot's new album. If we're talking music, honestly, Slipknot's new album. It didn't do it for me. And I say that as a monster Slipknot fan. I'm a huge Slipknot fan. Slipknot was one of the bands that like forged my metal taste when I was a teenager. They're self-titled, and then Iowa and stuff like that. And I'm not one of those people that's like, I wish they'd write an album like Iowa again. It's just, I listened to their new album from start to finish, and I was just like, there's like 3 really good songs, and the rest of it's just like, But again, that's personal taste. But for me, musically, Slipknot's album was the most disappointing release this year. But that's just me. Yeah, new Lord of the Lost albums today too. Dude, I saw Chris Harms talking about it earlier, where he was like, yeah, you know, a lot of times nowadays albums are super hyped and marketed, and there's like 6 singles released and all this stuff. And he goes, we wanted to do it like the old days, where we just don't do a huge announcement and drop an album and just, here it is. And I'm like, that's awesome. So I can't wait to check out that. What was my favorite reaction this year? I don't know. That's a hard question to answer too, to be 100% honest. Damn, sub level. Holy shit. Thank you very, very, very much for the super chat. Very kind of you. I appreciate that, man. That's super nice. Thank you. Yes, don't get me wrong. Slipknot is a fantastic band. It's just their album was disappointing to me. Biggest positive album surprise in 2022? Well, I wouldn't call it a surprise because I knew it was going to be good, but Bloodywood's album this year was just fucking incredible. Again, I knew going in Electric Call, but I think one of the albums I was most blown away by was Lorna Shore, obviously, because like I knew I was going to like it, but the depth of the storytelling and the emotion in it was just mind-blowing. And I think that was a big surprise. Do I like Mushroomhead? To be honest, I never really got into him. I don't dislike him, but I never really got into him. Dude, giving you my favorite album of the year is just, it's too hard. I see all these people doing their top albums things. I'm just like, it's so hard to categorize and rank music, man. It really is. This was such a good year for music. I mean, some of my personal favorites were Bloodywood, Lorna Shore, Electric Callboy. The Halo Effect album was amazing. Like, dude, there's just too much good music this year. I can't rank things. How do I feel about Powerwolf choosing New York City and Worcester as their first events they have in the US? It's smart, because they just have to go to the East Coast and they try out a decent market. I mean, I bet they could do some other markets. I bet they could do like Chicago, probably Dallas, LA, stuff like that. But it'll be a good test the waters to see how they do in the US. I think it's great. I think Powerwolf has never really wanted to go to the US. I've seen them say it, but I think they underestimate how popular they are here. I think they will do very well. Yeah. Why didn't I make a reaction to Darko Evolving? The song didn't click. I mean, I don't listen to songs before I do reactions, so I couldn't tell you if it didn't click, and that's why I didn't do a reaction. No, there are so many bands that I just haven't dove into yet, and Darko is one of them. I've heard some of their stuff, but I still haven't fully dove into that band yet. So we'll throw that into the reaction queue. But again, just a reminder, like, I really only do reactions to stuff at this point that I know that the band or their label is going to be like, yeah, go for it. Cool. And I don't know anybody from that camp. So, reactors take a lot of different approaches to reactions. Some reactors react to whatever they want to, and then they dispute, they appeal, they get lawyers involved if they have to. I've never wanted to go that route. I just wanted to build relationships with the bands and labels. And, if they give me the thumbs up, I'll react to their stuff. But if they don't, I'm not going to. So, best live experience this year? For me, it was probably Lorna Shore. It was Lorna Shore, Aborted, Ingested, Angel Maker, and Of Sulfur in Nashville. But I did go to the Ginger tour a few weeks ago, and I got to see Space of Variations and Malevolence for the first time, and they were awesome. Does the name Bruce Corzone ring a bell, and how do you feel about his business practices? Bruce Corzone absolutely rings a bell. Bruce Corzone was a promoter, a local music promoter in the Chicago area. When I was in bands in like the mid 2000s, like 2005, 2006, 2007. Nah, fuck that dude. Now, I say that in like the way that like he's just like every other sleazy promoter I've ever dealt with. He does the pay to play bullshit where he fucking charges bands up front to sell tickets and then changes lineups around and shit like that. To be 100% fair, I haven't dealt with Bruce Corzone in 15 years. But when I was dealing with him in the mid 2000s, he was known as one of the shittiest promoters in the Chicago suburban music scene. Also, thank you for that super chat with that question. Zarko, thank you for the super chat as well. Mud Factory, another Serbian band. Okay. Favorite game of 2022? Well, I mean, I play Destiny every day and I have for 8 years, so I'm going to go with Destiny. Will I be revisiting Arion? Yeah, possibly. This is a good question. What label do I think works best with content creators such as yourself? Either Century Media or Napalm. But I would also throw Nuclear Blast in the mix with that now too, which is funny because a year ago I wouldn't have said that. But for me, there are a handful of fantastic labels, dude. Like right off the top of my head, it's like Century Media, Napalm, Nuclear Blast, Seek and Strike, A Rising Empire has been great. Those are like the 5 best that I like work with on a regular basis that are awesome people that I have friends at those labels, whether it's PR or management that I talk to like just regularly as friends that are good people. But I've also done stuff with Sumerian has been cool. Rise has been cool. There are still labels that need to get with it that I don't understand. Like Fearless Records, like I don't know what the fuck their problem is. They just can't get with shit. But yeah, it's labels are coming around. Denson Studios, thank you for the super chat. Oh, from Louisville, not too far away. Upcoming in 2023 that I'm excited for. I mean, I can't really talk about the tours that I'm doing yet. But so I really can't answer that question, but yeah. EMP is not a record label as far as I know. I've never dealt with EMP. What's my favorite Slipknot mask? Iowa era Corey Taylor mask. That's probably mine. What is the best venue in the US? Dude, that's such a hard question. Cause it's like, it's like, are we talking arenas? Are we talking clubs? Are we talking amphitheaters? Also, are we talking, am I going to watch a show or am I working at a show? Cause that answer would be different too. Cause there's places that I bet are awesome to see shows that suck. Like, dude, Anguish just said Red Rocks is the best in the US. It's the coolest for the people working there. It sucks. That is one of the hardest days as a roadie you'll ever have, is at Red Rocks. Blossom is a sick venue. I love Blossom. Even the backstage and the loading and everything, like it's sick for touring bands. I love that place. 930 Club is great for a club too. That's a good one. But anyways, guys, what's my favorite 3 Days Grace song? What a fucking random specific question. I think it's called Break. I'm not the biggest 3 Days Grace fan, but they did have one. They had a couple albums that were really good. In terms of newer stuff, I like The Mountain a lot. Oh, Infrared. Wait, Is Infrared 3 Days Grace? Yeah. Infrared's a great song too, actually. I actually saw 3 Days Grace open for Disturbed, and I thought 3 Days Grace was better in terms of like overall energy and shit like that. What's my favorite Dimmu Borgir song? Fuck. I can't remember how it's pronounced. Is it Vredesbeard? I think they have. Is there another song? Fuck, early song. I think it's called Indoctrination or something. That's another one of my favorites too. Ever heard of Son? No, I haven't. If I could put any musicians into a band, what would it be? That's too hard of a question as well. Will I react to more newcomer, smaller bands in the future? Yes, that is a big plan as well. I want to do more unsigned, unheard of bands for sure. Anyways, guys, I was originally planning on doing this for about 30 minutes. It's been about 40, and I still hear Ingrid downstairs like really fussy and crying, and I want to go give Claire a break. Because Claire has been with Ingrid all morning, and I know when my wife needs a break. Last question I'll answer that I just saw in chat before I go is, what vinyl shelves are you using in the background? Looking to get some. So if anybody, I'm going to put a link in a YouTube post later on my community page, but these shelves, you get a pack of 6 of them on Amazon for like $20. And I'll post the link to them because I've tried a lot of different things, and those little shelves for me are the best. Like, they come with like drywall anchors, but you don't need them. Like, I just put screws in the drywall and hang them, and it's fine. But I've also read that you can put like double-sided tape and it holds it fine too. So anyways, before I go, a couple kind of cool things as well. Also, actually, while we were talking about Discord, I do want to thank my mod and admin team on Discord. Who a lot of them were in here too. You guys are absolutely awesome, and you're great people in this community. Going into next year, I do have a couple cool things. Again, you're going to be seeing a lot more bass content. I'm getting very heavy into bass playing again. I am also going to be working with Line 6, because a lot of people that watch on Twitch know that I got a Helix recently, so I can play at home with digital stuff. I am working exclusively with Line 6. I also am going to be working exclusively with Ernie Ball in the future. I've been talking to them recently about getting a couple new basses and possibly doing my first custom bass build ever. I've never had a custom bass built, and I've wanted a Stingray my entire life. That's like my dream bass. And I'm gonna be working with Ernie Ball to build a custom bass. So who knows? Maybe the next couple of years I'll actually land myself in a band again, or start something with somebody, you know. But anyways, guys, I got to get back to the family. I hear Ingrid being fussy, and I want to go give Claire a break. But I absolutely appreciate every single one of you guys in this community, whether you're here now or you're watching this later. While this year was stressful at times, it was a blast. I am going to be making some changes just for my own mental health going into next year, but it's going to be fun. Next week, I've got a couple more 1-hour song challenges for those of you that weren't on Twitch when we did it. We learned some Electric Callboy, so I'm going to have some Electric Callboy bass content coming up. And one of those is going to be fun because the band actually sent me actual soloed bass tracks to hear to learn how to play it, and it was really cool. So, guys, thank you so much for being here for this. I absolutely appreciate it. Tomorrow on Twitch, we're going to be doing our last stream of the year. It is going to be Hidden Gems, where we're trying to discover really cool bands and songs that a lot of us aren't familiar with. So if you want, you can join me on twitch.tv/TankTheTech. And then I'll see you guys next year, man. Thank you so much once again. Wherever you are in the world, be safe, be kind to each other. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and I will see all of you very soon.